You've been blindsided before, ghosted, dumped, or left wondering what went wrong. But what if I told you? Some women already knew they'd leave you the moment they met you, and the signs were right there, hiding in plain sight. These aren't misunderstandings or bad timing. These are patterns, predictable, repeated, dangerous, and if you miss them, you don't just lose love, you lose time, pride, and the belief you can trust again. Today, I'm going to show you 5 types of women who will cheat on you, and once you know them, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Before we dive into these truths, take a second to hit subscribe, tap like, and drop a comment letting me know what city you're watching from. I read every single one, and it shows me just how many men have lived through this, and how far this message is reaching. Your comment might even be the sign another man needs to finally wake up. Now let's get back to the story, because what you're about to hear is the kind of danger that hides behind a beautiful smile. Number 1. The materialistic predator. Let me tell you something most men don't want to hear. Some women don't love you. They love what you can give them. And the moment that flow slows down, so does her interest. I've watched this play out more times than I can count, sometimes as a bystander, sometimes up close, and it always follows the same pattern. The materialistic predator isn't just a woman who likes nice things. No, she hunts for them. She measures your worth not by your loyalty, your kindness, or your character, but by the size of your wallet and the lifestyle you can provide. In her world, love is a currency, and affection is an investment she expects to yield returns. Designer handbags, luxury trips, 5-star dinners. I once saw a friend, a genuinely good man, go from being her everything to being just not enough the moment his business took a hit. It didn't matter that he stood by her during her rough patches. The second the money wasn't flowing the way it used to, she was suddenly needing space and reevaluating her priorities. Within weeks, she was on the arm of someone richer, flaunting her new life like the past never existed. Here's the psychology behind it. For this type of woman, material comfort equals emotional security. She doesn't separate the two. If you're providing, she feels loved. If you stop, she feels abandoned, no matter how much you're there for her in every other way. And because material desire has no ceiling, you will never truly win with her. There will always be someone with more, and she knows it. These women have their tactics down to an art. She'll shower you with affection right after you spoil her, so you associate giving with love. She'll drop casual comparisons. Oh, did you see what so-and-so's husband bought her? She'll frame her lifestyle wants as normal or deserved, making you feel stingy or inadequate if you hesitate. Upgraded red flags to watch for? She talks more about what you buy her than the memories you share. Her happiness spikes after a shopping spree, but fades just as quickly. She posts more about gifts than about you, and she's always eyeing the next upgrade. New car, bigger house, fancier jewelry, as if the present is never enough. If you think being generous will secure her loyalty, think again. This is not a woman who sees your love. She sees your resources. And here's the kicker. Even if you're at the top of your game right now, in her mind, there's always a better deal out there. She will rationalize her betrayal as wanting more, when really, she was never invested in you, only in what you could provide. So ask yourself, is this a relationship or a transaction? Because if it's the latter, you're not in love. You're in business. And with the materialistic predator, that business will always end in bankruptcy. Number 2, the social media exhibitionist. If the materialistic predator hunts for possessions, the social media exhibitionist hunts for attention, and her hunting ground is infinite. I've met women who seemed fully committed in person until you saw their online life. There, it's not about the relationship. It's about the audience. This type of woman doesn't just enjoy social media. She lives for it. Her Instagram feed is a curated performance. Her TikTok dances are rehearsed seductions. Her stories are bait. And here's the part most men don't get. It's not the posting that's dangerous. It's the validation she's addicted to. The likes, the comments, the private messages. They hit her brain like a drug. Dopamine spikes. She feels alive, and the second it fades, she goes looking for the next hit. I once dated a woman like this. At first, I thought her online presence was just part of her job. She was charismatic, attractive, always smiling for the camera. But over time, I noticed something. No matter how much attention I gave her, it was never enough. She'd light up more for a stranger's flirty comment than for a night out with me. And when I confronted her, she laughed it off. It's just social media, babe. But here's the truth. For her, that digital attention wasn't harmless. It was oxygen. These women keep their options open in ways you can't always see. Maybe she's still on dating apps for fun. Maybe she hides certain stories from you but makes them public to men you've never met. Maybe she posts a picture with a caption that makes her relationship status ambiguous, just enough to invite curiosity. This is not accidental. It's marketing. She's marketing herself to the highest bidder without ever saying the words. Tactics? They're subtle but consistent. She responds faster to strangers in her DMs than to your texts. She accidentally leaves a suggestive comment up for hours before deleting it. She frames every selfie with just enough allure to invite engagement. And she'll gaslight you if you notice you're overreacting. It's harmless. You're insecure. The upgraded red flags? She spends more time perfecting a post than having a real conversation with you. She takes trips or attends events that are more about the photo opportunities than the experience itself. She knows exactly which poses and filters get the most male attention, and she uses them like clockwork. The danger here isn't just that she might cheat. It's that her loyalty is split. Part of her is always performing for an invisible audience, and that audience will always be more exciting than the man she already has. If you're not careful, you'll end up competing with thousands of strangers for the attention that should be yours by default. Ask yourself this. When you're with her, is she truly present, or is she still scrolling for the next like? Because with the social media exhibitionist, you're not just dating a woman, you're dating her entire following. And trust me, they will always have more influence over her than you think. Number 3, the unapologetic boundary breaker. Some women don't just flirt, they test you. Over and over, they want to know exactly how far they can go before you push back. And if you don't, they'll keep stretching the line until there's nothing left of it. The unapologetic boundary breaker doesn't see boundaries as something to respect. She sees them as challenges. In her mind, every little test, a suggestive joke with a coworker, an overly familiar touch with a friend, a late-night text to an old flame, is a way to measure your reaction. Not because she's curious, but because she wants control. If you let it slide, she learns something very valuable: that your respect for yourself isn't strong enough to challenge her behavior. I've watched this happen up close. A client once told me about his girlfriend who would openly lean into other men during conversations, laughing too hard, touching their arms, all while maintaining eye contact with him, almost daring him to speak up. When he finally did, she rolled her eyes. "You're being ridiculous. That's just my personality." But here's the thing. If it were just her personality, why did it always happen with men she found attractive and never with the ones she didn't? This woman's playbook is simple. Keep things just ambiguous enough to deny wrongdoing, but provocative enough to get a reaction. She'll use phrases like, "You don't trust me," or "I can't believe you're jealous over nothing," to flip the script, making you feel guilty for questioning her. That guilt becomes her free pass to push boundaries further next time. Her tactics are strategic. She'll create scenarios where other men compliment her, and she'll make sure you witness it. She'll flirt openly in group settings, knowing it's harder for you to call her out without making a scene. She'll keep close friendships with men who are clearly interested in her, insisting they're harmless. Upgraded red flags? She dismisses or mocks your feelings when you bring up her behavior. She thrives in environments where temptation is constant. Parties, events, social circles where flirting is normalized. She uses fun, or just being social, as shields to dodge accountability. And when she sees that her antics make you uncomfortable, but you stay anyway, she reads that as permission. The truth? This isn't about innocence or personality. It's about respect, or the lack of it. If she respected you, she wouldn't want other men's attention badly enough to risk your trust. If she cared about the health of the relationship, she wouldn't repeatedly cross lines you've made clear. Here's your reality check. A woman who constantly tests your boundaries isn't just disrespecting you in public. She's training you to accept it in private. And the longer you let her set the rules, the less power you have to enforce any. So, the question is simple. Do you want a partner who values your trust, or a thrill seeker who feeds off crossing your lines? Because the unapologetic boundary breaker won't stop until you stop her, or walk away. Number 4, the master of secrecy. If the boundary breaker tests your limits in plain sight, the master of secrecy does the opposite. She hides her moves so well, you might not even realize you're being played. She's not chaotic, she's calculated, and she operates like someone running multiple lives at the same time. This woman is charming, warm, and attentive when you're together. But the second she's out of your sight, the curtain drops. You know almost nothing about her daily life outside of what she chooses to show you. And that's by design. The less you know, the less you can question. I remember coaching a man who dated a woman like this for over a year. They never spent holidays together because she was visiting family. He'd never been inside her apartment. She always had an excuse about renovations, or a sick roommate, or her place being a mess. Her phone? Always face down, notifications off. And anytime he'd ask for more transparency, she'd flip it. Why are you so controlling? Or, you're making me feel like I'm in prison. By the time he realized what was really going on, she'd been seeing someone else the entire time. Here's the psychology. Secrecy is power. In her mind, keeping you in the dark means she controls the narrative. You can't challenge what you can't confirm. She gets the thrill of juggling different relationships without the inconvenience of accountability. And every time you accept another vague answer, you reinforce her belief that she can keep this up indefinitely. Her tactics are subtle but effective. She avoids introducing you to friends or family, claiming she likes to keep her personal life private. She never tags you in photos, and you're suspiciously absent from her social media. She changes plans last minute, always with a believable excuse. And when you push back, she makes you feel like the bad guy for not trusting her. Upgraded red flags? She's always busy during weekends or evenings, prime time for couples. She keeps her phone locked with new passwords you don't know. She shares details about her life in fragments, never giving you the full picture. And she thrives in situations where there's enough distance to hide entire chapters of her story from you. The danger here isn't just that she might cheat, it's that you'll never truly know if she has. You're stuck in a constant state of second-guessing, trying to piece together a puzzle she's deliberately keeping incomplete. That constant uncertainty erodes your peace, your confidence, and your ability to trust. Here's the bottom line. In a healthy relationship, transparency is effortless. If you have to work this hard just to understand where she's been, who she's with, or what she's doing, you're not building a partnership. You're chasing shadows. And with the master of secrecy, those shadows will always keep you in the dark. Number 5, the drama-fueled attention addict. Some women can't survive without chaos. The drama-fueled attention addict is one of them. For her, peace feels boring. Stability feels suffocating. She needs constant emotional spikes, highs and lows, passion and conflict, to feel alive. And if life with you becomes calm and steady, she'll create storms just to feel the rush again. This woman thrives on novelty. New people, new experiences, new sources of validation. She chases them like a thrill seeker chasing the next adrenaline hit. It's not that she doesn't appreciate you, it's that no matter what you do, the shine wears off. And instead of investing in deepening the relationship, she goes looking for a fresh spark elsewhere. I once worked with a man who described his girlfriend as the most exciting woman I've ever met. In the beginning, it was electric. She'd surprise him with spontaneous trips, keep their nights unpredictable, and draw him into her whirlwind energy. But over time, he realized that same energy came with a cost. She would pick fights out of nowhere, disappear for hours after an argument, then return acting like nothing happened. And when he stopped reacting, she escalated, flirting with other men in front of him, posting cryptic messages online. Anything to get a rise out of him. Here's the psychology. For the drama-fueled attention addict, drama equals significance. If you're arguing, chasing her, or working to win her back, she feels desired. The moment you relax, she interprets it as losing your interest. So she'll manufacture tension, going cold for a few days, dropping vague comments about thinking of making changes, or hinting at other options, just to make you scramble. Her tactics are emotionally exhausting. She'll create jealousy triggers, like mentioning a work friend you've never met or posting photos from nights out without telling you. She'll swing between intense affection and sudden withdrawal, keeping you on edge, and she'll blame her behavior on being emotional or passionate, as if it's something beyond her control. Upgraded red flags. Her mood shifts are extreme and unpredictable. She often changes her appearance in dramatic ways. New hair color, new style, even tattoos, as if reinventing herself every few months. She uses phrases like, "I just need excitement," or "I hate routine," framing chaos as a personal preference. And she seems more alive in conflict than in calm. The danger isn't just the constant stress, it's the toll it takes on your self-worth. You start to believe that in order to keep her, you have to be a performer, constantly entertaining, constantly proving yourself. But no matter how much you give, it's never enough. Because the problem isn't you, it's her addiction to the emotional high. Here's your wake-up call. You can't build a lasting relationship with someone who needs drama to feel connected. Love isn't supposed to feel like an endless roller coaster of anxiety and relief. If her need for attention and excitement leaves you drained, doubting yourself, or walking on eggshells, it's not passion. It's emotional chaos, and you deserve better. So there you have it, 5 types of women who don't just have the potential to betray you. They will if you ignore the signs. The materialistic predator, the social media exhibitionist, the unapologetic boundary breaker, the master of secrecy, the drama-fueled attention addict. Each one plays a different game, but they all have one thing in common. The end result is you losing more than just love. You lose time, energy, and pieces of yourself you might never get back. You can't fix these patterns. You can't outlove them, outgive them, or outperform them. These behaviors aren't accidents. They're part of who she is. And the longer you try to prove you're enough, the more you teach her she can keep taking. Your job is not to change her. Your job is to recognize the danger, set your standards, and walk away from anything that chips away at your self-respect. Because the most dangerous thing you can do as a man is ignore what your gut already knows. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with one of these types before? Share your story in the comments, not just for me, but for every man watching who needs to know he's not alone. I read every single one, and your experience could be the warning that saves someone else from wasting years of his life. And if you want to keep sharpening your ability to spot red flags and protect your peace, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. There's more truth to uncover, and I don't want you to miss a single one.